Professor and HOD from VVM's Govind Ramnath Kare College of Law, Margao, Goa, welcome you all for the first edition of The Legal Lens, where law meets insight. The Legal Lens is a podcast series initiated by GRKCL College of Law to raise awareness about laws and social legal issues, and also to foster dialogue on effectiveness of laws and access to justice. To embark this journey, a legal journey, we have among us today a very special guest. This day happens to be an auspicious day to start this legal journey. Today is an International Day for Girl Child. And on this day, as an inaugural session of the Legal Lens, we have a chief guest who is very, very dynamic and very effective in the work of, in the field of women and child development. The chief guest for today is a founder president of Bailanso Airport, where she has worked tirelessly for 31 years for the welfare of women and children. She is also center coordinator for Sakhi One Stop Centre, South Goa. And for this tireless work of hers, she has been awarded with many prestigious awards, including Kannagi Stree Shakti Puraskar, Mitrabir Award, Yashodamini Award, and many more. So we could not have a better chief guest to start this journey of law and legal awareness. So please welcome our chief guest for today, Ma'am Auda Viegas. Ma'am, welcome to our official podcast series, The Legal Lens, where law meets insight. We could not have any better person than you, ma'am, to start this journey of legal awareness that we have started as a part of our social commitment. So let us begin the journey.
Yes, we will.
So to begin this, the first question that comes to my mind is that many people are not aware that before playing the role of social work, you have been a teacher for 23 years. So how did this shift happen from a teacher to a social worker? What inspired you to come in this field?
Before I answer your question, I'd like to say that I appreciate Kare Law College for their initiatives in awareness. This is not the first time I'm here with you, but I've always admired Kare Law College for the work they do to create awareness on legal rights among children as well as among women. Now, what sent me on my journey? I have always been a person who's had empathy for women's issues and children's issues. I have a streak of kindness that made me take up to teaching. And in my teaching profession also, I took up social service periods. And during these social service periods, children would come and share with me their problems, their disappointments, the issues, the encroachments on their rights, and so also the mothers. Whenever they came to the school, they would talk about their problems to me. I don't know what they saw with me. Maybe they saw that I'm just waiting to help someone or what, I don't know. But that is one thing that pulled me into social work. But I must tell you that as a child, I had three ambitions. One was to be a beautician, one was to be a lawyer, the other was to be a teacher, and the fourth one was to help others.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was what drew me to it.
So how did this journey of Bailanso Airport begin?
Okay. In 1992, I saw that women were suffering inside. They could not share their tears with anyone. They could not share their sorrows with anyone. They needed a place to open up. And therefore, 5 of us, one of them was a very young girl at that time, just 20. She and all of us joined together, and I have a very big house. So we decided to dedicate one room for women to come and share their worries, their problems, and seek, more than anything, a healing. And I believe that healing comes from sharing.
Yes.
So when they came there and they spoke, and they understood that it's not just their problem, it's a universal problem, they would go back feeling happy. So that is what made me start the journey. Another thing is, I had gone through some personal trauma. And one day I was crying, walking on the beach crying. It was June, it was raining, and I was in my own thoughts. Suddenly one shell hit my toe. I picked it up. To me it looked like Ganpati.
Oh.
And it seemed to say, what are you crying for? Go help others, you've got the energy, you have the power. And that drove me to my journey.
So this Bailanso Airport, the NGO that you have been working for and helping so many women for the last 31 years, right, ma'am?
32 years.
32 years. So what, how does this, through your NGO, you address the specific needs, legal needs of women?
we started bilateral court on Dasra Day. 5th October 1992 was Dasra. And we believe that Dasra is symbolic of something. And you all know it, what it is. It's a triumph of good over evil.
Yes.
So therefore, we started addressing the issue of women. Now lawyers I have plenty.
Yes.
There are lawyers in the family. I have personally studied 2 years of law, also done a postgraduate diploma in criminology. And I said that, okay, what the Shell told me is true, let's start. I'm also a member of the legal services. At taluka legal as well as district legal services. District legal, I'm part of the counseling and conciliation. So I felt that, okay, I have people I can bank on, and therefore I can help women. Initially it was not about law as such, per se, because at that time there was no provision in law for us to help women get their personal belongings.
Yes.
So we had to do it by force.
Oh.
And you can imagine 5 people traveling together and all women.
Yes.
The force came from the brain,
Yes.
not from the brawn, because the brawn was not there.
Yeah.
So, but we managed.
What are the barriers you think this women or girl child they have to encounter when they have to navigate these legal systems or go through this entire legal system?
As of now, I find that the legal system is changing, and with the new laws that have come up from 1st July,
Yes.
BNS and BNNS, there's a lot of provision for protection and technology. So it will be easier now. But at that time, it was hazardous, I can say. Because one, nobody wanted them to take that step forward. Secondly, there was no provision in law for their protection. Now, when they go to the court, when they go to the police station, now police also were not oriented at that time towards women's rights, children's rights. So everywhere there was a hurdle. And the trauma, you tell this story to one person, then you tell it in the court, then you tell it to so many others, then you tell it to your parents, then you tell it to the counselor, and this traumatizes the women and the children. And therefore, I am happy with the BNS and BNNS, because it's simplifying things, making it easier for women and children to address the issues.
So is that
Also the delays,
yes.
the delays in the receiving of justice. They go to the court, they have to make so many trips, repeat the same, prepare the same thing, repeat the same thing again. And it's traumatic. So if
Yes.
it was, like you go to the court one day, the opposite lawyer has not come, or your lawyer is not there, or the judge is on leave, or the PP is not there. And so it's a repeated encounter to the court and the justice system. So I feel this discourages people also, and the long delays. The long delays give the accused the privilege of contacting the victim.
Yes.
And so that also adds problems there.
Traumatizes
Traumatizes the victim, of course.
So is that the reason why this one-stop center came your way?
I think that's the best decision of the government, to have one-stop centers all over India. There are nearly 700 plus centers like this all over India. Now, of course, government has decided to take it over. How it will function after that, we don't know. But while the NGOs were running it, I can tell you that with the same dedication, the same commitment, the same hours of work, and hours of work are 24/7. And there's no question of food or sleep or whatever, you worked for it. And that was, and also because the government recognized it, I felt that I could do it. And so I took it up.
Sakhi One Stop Centre. So can you take us through the process of what is followed in this One Stop Centre?
Sakhi One Stop Centre is an umbrella. It's an umbrella because the moment the police come to know about an abuse, violence, violence, be it domestic, be it rape, be it any other type of violence, they contact the One Stop Centre. So right from recording of the statement to social counseling, to free legal aid, to the process followed in the court, to every kind of support that the victim requires. We have also a shelter home where we can keep a person for 5 days. One who needs help can be kept there for 5 days. With all the support systems, we provide for everything, clothes, food, shelter, everything that they require. We provide them with free legal aid if they require. And So I found that this is the best system, the best scheme that the government has come forward. How it will function once government takes over depends. But till then, it has been functioning very well all over India, where women could come freely, express themselves, like here they're doing it only once. And we support them, like the team members accompany them, the caseworker goes with them to the court or to wherever they have to be taken. We provide for their transport also. Because
Okay.
as you are aware, police stations don't have enough vehicles.
Yes.
So we support the victim in most ways. And I think it's a really good scheme that the government has come forward with, and I hope the government continues the work that was being done by those who took up the scheme.
Any improvements you can suggest in the scheme?
I think the funding has to be on time.
Yes.
See, everything depends on money. Money is required to provide the transport, and most people are marginalized people who come here. Those who have the transport will do it, but those who don't have anything, and victims are generally from the marginalized class. There are of course victims from the affordable class also, but all of them are helped in the same way. There's no discrepancy.
When it comes to state of Goa, what are the issues you think women and girl child have to face? Are there any peculiar issues which are different from the other states that we see in state of Goa?
I think women are uniformly miserable all over.
Okay.
But in our state, we take the POXO Act very seriously.
Mhm.
And it's not peculiar. But what happens is we don't take into consideration the state that they have come from. In the state they have come from, culturally and socially, it is accepted thing that girls at a particular age, say 16 to 18 and above, can have live-in relationships, can have consensual sex and other things. But here, when they come to the hospital, immediately it is reported to the One Stop Centre, and immediately it is reported to the police station, and therefore it becomes a case for them. So I think this upsets their way of thinking, their lifestyles. We are not considering this. Then Goa has become like a soft state where you can do anything, like kidnapping, child abuse. It's very common here. It's like I said before, I'm saying it again, that everywhere these problems exist. But in our state, I think things are not being taken sufficiently seriously to begin with. Like we have no control over the type of population that's living here. We have no antecedents and precedents of the people we rent our rooms to.
Yes.
And therefore, there are small peculiar type of problems. But
So-
on the whole, we are okay with the other states as well.
But is tourism enhancing these issues
Yeah.
against women?
Trafficking. Because of tourism, a demand is created.
Okay.
And demand calls for supply.
Yes.
So the supply comes from other states mostly. It's not that Goans are not trafficked. As a person working with the cases of trafficking in Goa, I'm a part of the panel. So when we discuss all this with the girls, we realize that it is something that is happening here only because of the demand that's created, and there is no control over the type of activities that are going on. Like drugs are easily available, women are sold into prostitution, and so on and so forth. So this has to be looked at in a special way, and control has to be there. And we shouldn't sell our state as a place meant for sexual abuse.
Yes. So sex tourism is something Goa known
That-
for.
known
That
for-
we hear.
Which we don't deserve actually.
Yes.
Because we are trafficking girls from across the nation, across international boundaries. And this has to stop. How come we don't know who is staying where and what is going on?
Yes.
So you have seen that drugs are even grown by foreigners here
In Goa.
in Goa. So where do we draw the line? And all these things are part and parcel of sex trafficking. Drugs, drinks.
Yes. So what are the challenges that you face when providing legal aid to your clients, maybe as a part of violence report or one-stop center?
Legal aid, I never had a problem. In fact, I found it very easy to access because I'm part and parcel of the legal services. So I found it easy to access. Also, I have friends like you who give me free advice when I require. So it's not a problem at all. Law college lecturers, teachers, they also cooperate with us. Besides that, I found that this college has been in memorandum of understanding with One Stop Centre.
Yes.
And because of that, we have received a lot of your students who are doing the course, who come there, and in fact I must tell you, and I must appreciate the cell for the type of students that you have. One of them had drafted the statement of the victim so well that even the judge had appreciated it.
The students will be really encouraged to hear that.
That deserves a big pat on your backs.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of the college back.
So, do you agree that students, law college students or generally students have a big role to play if you want to protect rights of women or children or any marginalized section of the society?
I think law college students are more aware of rights than anyone else. And therefore, they have a crucial role to play, not as advocating for somebody, not as defenders of somebody, but generally in society. Like you do, you have street plays.
Yes.
The students are performing a lot of things that create awareness in colleges, schools, on the roadside. You create awareness even among hawkers.
Yes.
Therefore, if this is done, yes, I agree with you that law students have a big role to play in protecting society.
Can you share with us some of your success stories? Because you are working for the betterment of women and children from so many years.
There are thousands of success stories, but I'd like to tell you one which happened in Margao. Two children were found abandoned in Margao, in two places in Margao. Two small children, 1.5 and 3 years old.
Oh.
And at that time, nobody knew whose children they were, so they were admitted to Auckland. The police admitted them to Auckland. Then a mother came from wherever she was, and she said, my children have been abandoned here. And the story goes that the man she was in living relationship with was previously married to another lady. And that lady had 2 children by the same man. The same man was ill, and because he was ill, they were taking him to his hometown, which is another state. So on the way, he got seriously ill. So this first wife was also accompanying the live-in partner. So the first wife has her 2 children. This live-in partner has those 2 small babies. The first wife told that one, I'll take you and the children and I'll drop you back to Maharashtra where they were coming from. That's not the native. Native is elsewhere. So she brought them. On the train, she carried one, and the first wife had also a live-in partner. He carried the other one, and they said, just wait, we are coming. They took the children at Margao railway station and dropped them. One at the railway station, one came to Gandhi Market.
Oh.
So the children were abandoned here. Now, why I'm telling this story is, the man was admitted in hospital. That also our organization had to do, and we came to know from the living partner. He was caught by the police, brought here. Then we had to admit him to hospital for his care and protection, but he died later. So now, these children were found, they were at Apnagar. I called up the Secretary of Legal Services, District Legal Services. And I can't tell you the marvelous and quick way in which she acted. She came, the lady was sheltered in my shelter home. She came there, met her, spoke to her. She went to the Apnagar, she met the kids. And she gave us, Judge Carlos was very helpful. He immediately assigned a lawyer to this woman. She was able to meet her children the very next day.
That quick.
That quick. So I am touched by the legal services. The way they act, they take justice to your doorstep.
Yes, they literally took that.
Yeah, they literally did that, and it is a very touching and humiliating, humbling moment in my life, because I saw that great people can do great things.
That is really commendable.
And humanity, her sense of humanity. She showed that she is a universal mother.
Yes.
So I have a word of appreciation for her.
How do you raise awareness about these various issues? Because you deal with people who are, many of them are illiterate or migrant workers, especially women who are indoors. So how you create awareness about legal rights?
We have combined with you in lot of awareness programs. We combine with the Taluka Legal Services in a lot of awareness program. We combine with the District Legal Services for a lot of awareness program in the back of beyond villages. It's not just for the rural, the urban people, it's also for the rural. Then we create awareness in schools, colleges, wherever, on all issues, on rights and changing laws. And we sensitize them also to issues related to women and children. How they can handle, and we also give them information about one-stop centers where they can come and seek help, and all kinds of help that they need will be given to them at one place. That's how we do it.
Do you think community has a role to play?
I think so, very much. If community reports what's going on, now like trafficking has moved to buildings and societies and things like that.
Yes.
Initially we had Minor that was closed. After that was closed, it has moved everywhere. Okay, if community is proactive, if community tells what's going on in their locality, if community sees something unusual and reports to the police, a lot can happen. And they have a crucial role to play, because it's not that when only it touches your door, you are going to speak. You have to take interest in the surroundings, in the changes. If there are lots of people coming to one place, you know some activity is going on there, you could report it. So community has a big role to play.
How do you envision this landscape of legal aid in Goa, especially? How it is going to expand?
I think a lot is being done to sensitize people on legal aid, especially free legal aid. Whenever we have awareness programs, we also tell them about legal aid, for whom it is available and where they can get it. And even the clerks and other people at the court are very helpful in filling the forms and things like that. So this information is given out, and today I see that everywhere, even judges are taking interest in sensitizing people on their rights and what they can do to make the environment safe. What are the protection available to them, and also providing free legal aid. I think justice due to NALSA is coming to the doorstep.
So legal aid is becoming more accessible, according to you.
Open to people.
Open to people. These new trends that we see in information technology or AI that we hear of, so they are affecting the rights of women and children. There are many new crimes like cyber crimes are happening, especially against girl child in India overall, even in Goa. So what is your take on that?
I think online grooming is one of the worst crimes. And I think, and we have been doing, also college has been doing, a lot of sensitizing on this issue. Now, what I feel is that information with regard to what can happen when you use the phone too much should be given to women and to the children by the home, the mothers and fathers. Fathers also have to play a proactive role in sensitizing the children on the use of the mobile phone, like frauds also. And frauds mostly with women, money is stolen. And even with educated people it's happening, because we believe in quick money.
Yes.
So we are ready to shell out our bit, the little bit that we have, so we get double, but we don't get double. And grooming of children is lending them into a lot of trouble, especially the minors. So this, I think technology is doing more harm than good after the COVID.
Yes.
Because they got free access, and when children have free access to the phone, it is like a person who does not know how to use a gun, holding it in their hand, they can shoot anywhere.
These new types of cybercrimes that we see because of maybe information technology, as you said, it's like a gun when you don't have training how to use it. So it's like a...
You can shoot yourself.
Yes.
And that's what's happening.
Exactly. So we hear a lot of these cases happening in against the minors, especially school girls or even minor girls who are like in high secondary schools. So any advice that you would like to give, because you work with them?
I think that the peer group influence that is making them do something is terrible. Very recently, we talk about, one side we say that we should consider that, but at what age?
Yes.
Now, two minor children running away. Can this minor boy protect that girl? They are going out of the state. Can you protect a girl? So risky behavior has to be controlled. I think even schools will have to do something, some researches on how to protect children, because it's getting out of hand. And I feel that it's true that love is precious, but love doesn't say lust.
Yes.
They're two different things. Okay? So we have to protect our children from this kind of offences and early education. Early education right from the child being, I can here tell you about a 2-year-old girl who narrated the abuse done to her by an uncle living in the neighborhood, and so well, she told each and everything that he did. How he called her to watch TV, so this type of training we have to give our children. I think there should be a dialogue, or there should be a time when parents spend time with the children in educating them on these issues. And the teachers also should have a period in which they have this kind of a session with the children. Tell them wrong and right.
Yes.
I'm not saying that you control someone, but you teach them.
Another issue which also you had researched on is the effect that children have when the parents are going the, you can say, legal battle of divorce. So what is the effect that these children where they are in custody battle have? So
And
that was a very good research.
I have done a research and I've also written a little guide on how to keep plan for your children during separation and divorce. How the children will be managed. You see, what the whole thing is about, we thinking that children are our possession. Children are not our possession. Our fight has nothing to do with the children. So both of us should think about the children, the husband and wife has to think about the children, their future, their education, the plan for them, we have to first set in place. And we should not draw them into our battle. We cannot draw them into our battle, that is wrong. And that is what is destroying the children's futures. Because they are becoming part of the violence.
Yes.
And if we are concerned about the children that we brought into this world, then it's our duty to see that they have a future free from violence.
I really appreciate you, ma'am, that you touch upon these very sensitive issues relating to women and children.
That's my experience. I'll tell you how it came. The court was pleased to send them for my supervision during visiting hours. And the things that I saw there, how the one parent pulls the child and the other parent is struggling to establish a relationship with the child. I saw a mother, the toy that the father gave, the mother just flung it out. I mean, how can you separate your child from his father?
The emotions of the child are not taken into consideration
At all.
in their ego battles that they have.
Yes. It is about showing who is more powerful, who can pull the child.
Yes.
I did an article for the magazine once on tug of war.
Yes, it is a tug of war
Yes,
actually.
it is.
Another issue which you have been vividly writing and talking about is about drug abuse and the effect on children, especially in state of Goa. So would you like to give some advice on that to our students and children who are watching?
Drug abuse deadens your character. Now, drugs, if you are going to prevent our children from imbibing or selling drugs, then the state has to take a stand about, you see the number of people who are caught with drugs in Goa. If it's not being used, how is it coming to Goa? So, government first has to play the proactive role to plug this. They just catch a seller here and there, and that's the end of the story. Catch the kingpin.
Yes.
Catch the kingpin, that's one thing. Then I think, like I said in other things, that as small children, parents, first of all, they should not consume or imbibe in the presence of children. Because if you are doing it, then the child finds that it's okay.
It normalizes.
It's normal.
Yeah.
My father is taking drugs, so why? If my father is taking drink, so why should I not? Or my mother is taking. Let's not restrict the drinking and drugging to just the fathers today.
Yes.
Today the situation is quite bad. Girls are also getting addicted to alcohol. And now is the time to step in, both by society as well as the government, to prevent this menace from taking hold of the population in Goa, whether child or adult.
Ma'am, you have been working on so many diverse issues for women, for children, and like we discussed, many of them. So how do you handle these emotional challenges that you come across in these diverse issues? Definitely it must be taking a toll on you at some point in
It
time.
did. Right in the beginning, when I started working for women and children, I had a facial paralysis.
Oh.
I was listening to a mother narrating to me how her son beats her. And then without knowing it, my face went on, my mouth went on one side, my nose went on one side, and I think the eyebrows also. So it was a facial paralysis which lasted for 10 days.
Yeah.
And it was during this time that I underwent some counseling. And when I was counseled, my doctor told me that either you decide that you want to go on with this work, uninvolved. You're getting involved, uninvolved, or give it up. Now I love helping others, so I didn't want to give it up. So I've compartmentalized my brain. I don't allow intermingling of anything. What happens in the office is left in my office drawer, I go home. What happens in the home is left in my home drawer, I go to some other place. And so I've compartmentalized my thinking. It's all separated. So I don't intermingle, nor do without getting involved, I can't help someone.
Yes.
So I feel, but I don't let it affect me. And then I have a way of relaxing. I like to look at water.
Oh.
I just watch water. either during the rains, the sea, or a lake. That comes from that.
I think that is one takeaway that I'm going to take. How to balance work-life balance that we
Yeah,
say.
because there's stress everywhere.
Yes.
But you can't let it hamper you. You can't let it affect you.
Yes.
You have to be, like I have taken part in environmental issues also.
Yes.
I've been arrested several times, beaten up, jailed. We have never let anything affect me. It's done and it's over. Like I said, have compartments.
Yes. I think that is something that I'm going to take away from this.
Please do.
Any moment where you felt that it is rewarding that I have taken up this and you have been very satisfied for taking up the cause for women and children?
Yes. Every day.
Every day.
Every day. When I see that I have made someone happy, when I see that someone has got what they wanted, like even when we were removing personal belongings, people have come, whole village has come to beat us up also, and we were just a couple of us.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 of us, women who went to help that lady, so 4 of us, and the whole village is surrounding you. So even at that time, the day I got her personal belongings out, I felt lovely inside. I can't tell you the feeling that I got. I felt so happy that she was deprived of the use of her personal belonging, has today got them. She's happy now. So the same way, even in any kind of case that comes to me, it's when the outcome is positive, then I'm happy. Sometimes the outcome is 50-50. Even then you have to be content.
So how do you see the future of rights relating to women or say girl child, especially because you work for women? So how do you see the future ahead? Is it bright or is it gloomy? What do you think about it?
I would like to think it is bright. I feel that if educated girls exert their rights, assert their rights, fight for their rights, stand up for themselves, they believe in themselves, then the future is bright. And I would like it to be bright. I wouldn't like to look at the shadow. I mean, that's my nature. I'd like to see a bright road ahead for young generation. And they can do it, provided they don't remain entrenched in old values.
Yes.
You know, there's a traditional grinding, you must be knowing. We were taught, I was also told, girls have to be seen, not heard.
Yes.
Till I realized that you have to be heard if you want to be heard.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you're just seen, you're like a toy there, a puppet there, or something there, which is beautiful, standing there dressed up like a doll.
Like a trophy wife, how they say.
Yeah, I like somebody who's used to play with.
Yes.
So, I like to see a bright future ahead for the women and children, provided they assert their rights. And I tell you, we are Shakti.
Yes.
If we use it, no one can stop us. No one. We're stronger than everyone.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. So on that positive note that women are Shakti, and on this auspicious Navratri days that and tomorrow being Dasera, and today is International Day for Girl Child. So definitely I would like to take your word for it, and definitely women are Shakti. So on that positive note, I would like to conclude this today's podcast session. And as we draw curtains on the first edition of the Legal Lens, I would like to show my deepest sense of gratitude to Ma'am Auda Viegas. Ma'am has always been a source of inspiration to us. She has been a helping hand in all our legal aid activities. She has been a backbone of our college, backbone for many of these women and children in distress. And ma'am, indeed, it was I wouldn't say it is only a pleasure, but it's an honor for us to have you today as a guest for this inaugural edition of the Lens. So the Legal Lens will continue, and this being the first edition, we hope you have liked and you have had the pleasure of listening to Ma'am Auda Viegas. So ma'am, thank you so much, and we will continue with more such editions in near future. Thank you.